Welcome to Farming Aid.
For generations, Holstein cows have dominated the dairy world. Their black and white coats became the symbol of milk production, and for a long time, choosing Holstein felt like the safest and smartest decision a farmer could make. High milk yields, well-known genetics, and global acceptance made them the default option on countless farms. But today, something interesting is happening behind the scenes. More and more smart farmers are quietly rethinking that choice, not because Holstein stopped producing milk, but because the rules of profitable dairy farming have changed. That is where three lesser hyped but highly practical dairy cattle breeds enter the conversation. These cows may not dominate billboards or milk production records, but they consistently outperform in areas that matter most on real farms. They handle stress better, cost less to maintain, and often generate stronger profits over their lifetime. In this video, we are diving into why smart farmers are moving beyond Holsteins and turning their attention to these three dairy breeds that are quietly redefining what success looks like in modern dairy farming. Many farmers who ran Holstein heavy herds for years began to notice the same pattern. Cows that produced massive volumes of milk also demanded massive inputs. High energy rations, constant monitoring, fertility struggles, metabolic issues, and shorter productive lives became normal rather than exceptional. When margins were wide, this was manageable. As margins tightened, it became a problem. This is where Jersey cattle started to quietly steal attention. Jerseys do not compete with Holsteins on total milk volume, and they were never meant to. What they do instead is produce milk that processors love and farmers can actually profit from. Jersey milk is naturally higher in butterfat and protein, which means higher component payments in many milk pricing systems. A smaller cow that eats less feed but produces richer milk starts to look very attractive when feed costs climb. Farmers who switched part of their herd to Jerseys often report a surprising realization. Even though the milk tank fills more slowly, the milk check does not always shrink. In some cases, it grows. Beyond milk composition, Jerseys bring another advantage that Holsteins struggle with: fertility. Jerseys tend to breed back more easily, calve more regularly, and maintain production without the same level of reproductive intervention. This matters more than many new farmers realize. A cow that misses a breeding window or struggles through repeated inseminations quietly drains profit. Jerseys, with their higher conception rates and easier calving, reduce that hidden loss. Add in their smaller size, which reduces housing stress and hoof problems, and the picture becomes clearer. Longevity improves. Replacement rates drop. The herd becomes more predictable. There is also a human factor that does not show up on spreadsheets. Farmers often describe Jerseys as more alert, easier to handle, and less physically demanding on facilities. In regions where heat stress is an issue, Jerseys also tend to cope better due to their lighter body mass. None of this makes headlines, but all of it adds up over years. For farmers thinking long-term rather than chasing records, Jerseys represent a shift toward balance rather than extremes. While Jerseys challenge Holsteins from the efficiency and milk quality angle, brown Swiss cattle approach the problem from a different direction: strength, durability, and consistency. Brown Swiss are one of the oldest dairy breeds in the world, developed in harsh alpine conditions where weak animals simply did not survive. That history still shows today. Farmers who work with brown Swiss often describe them as cows that just keep going. Strong feet and legs, solid frames, and calm temperaments make them especially attractive in systems where cows walk long distances or spend time on pasture. Milk from brown Swiss sits in an interesting middle ground. Production levels are solid, often higher than Jerseys, and milk components are strong enough to command good prices. But what really stands out is udder health. Brown Swiss are widely known for low somatic cell counts and excellent udder durability. In an era where milk quality penalties can erase profits overnight, this is not a small detail. Fewer mastitis cases mean fewer treatments, less discarded milk, and lower labor stress. Over time, these savings quietly rival the value of extra milk volume. Longevity is where brown Swiss truly shine. Many Holstein herds plan around relatively short productive lives. Brown Swiss, on the other hand, are often productive well beyond what farmers expect. Cows that stay healthy into later lactations produce milk at a lower lifetime cost because the expensive rearing phase is spread over more years of production. Farmers who track lifetime profitability rather than annual output often find brown Swiss outperforming higher producing breeds simply because they stay in the herd longer. Another often overlooked advantage of brown Swiss is their temperament. Calm cows reduce labor strain and injury risk. They move through parlors smoothly, handle routine management without drama, and adapt well to mixed systems. In an industry facing labor shortages, animals that are easier to manage become a serious asset. Many farmers who switched from high-strung Holsteins to brown Swiss describe a noticeable change in daily stress levels, which is hard to quantify but impossible to ignore. The third breed reshaping dairy decisions is Montbéliarde cattle. While still relatively uncommon in some regions, Montbéliardes are gaining attention wherever farmers focus on resilience and functional performance. Originating in France, these cows were never selected purely for extreme milk volume. Instead, they were bred to thrive in challenging environments while delivering consistent, high-quality milk suitable for cheese production. That breeding philosophy aligns perfectly with modern dairy realities. Montbéliarde milk has excellent protein structure, making it highly valuable for cheesemakers and specialty dairy markets. In systems that reward milk quality over quantity, this can significantly boost revenue. Farmers supplying artisan cheese operations or value-added dairy products often find Montbéliardes outperforming Holsteins financially even with lower total milk yield. The milk simply does more. Health traits are another reason Montbéliardes are winning converts. Strong immune systems, good fertility, and fewer metabolic problems make them well-suited to lower input systems. Farmers who transition away from heavy concentrate feeding often find Montbéliardes maintain condition and production better than Holsteins. This adaptability reduces reliance on expensive feed and veterinary interventions. Montbéliardes also bring physical durability that matters in real-world farming. Strong legs, solid hooves, and robust body structure support grazing systems and mixed housing environments. Where Holsteins may struggle with lameness under certain conditions, Montbéliardes tend to hold up. Over time, this reduces culling rates and keeps experienced cows in the herd longer. What ties Jerseys, brown Swiss, and Montbéliardes together is not that they are perfect or superior in every situation. It is that they align better with how many modern farms actually operate. Dairy farming today is less about chasing maximum output and more about managing risk. Feed prices fluctuate. Climate conditions are unpredictable. Labor is harder to find. Consumers demand quality, animal welfare, and sustainability. In this environment, cows that are efficient, resilient, and long-lived often outperform cows bred for extremes. Another important shift driving this change is how farmers measure success. Instead of asking which cow produces the most milk in a single lactation, they are asking which cow produces the most profit over her lifetime. That question changes everything. Suddenly, fertility, health, temperament, and adaptability matter just as much as yield. Under that lens, Holsteins no longer dominate automatically. Crossbreeding trends also reveal this shift. Many farmers are not abandoning Holsteins entirely but are crossing them with Jerseys, brown Swiss, or Montbéliardes to capture hybrid vigor. The goal is to retain acceptable production while improving fertility, health, and longevity. The popularity of these crosses is not driven by theory but by results seen in barns and milk checks. There is also a psychological factor at play. For years, choosing Holsteins felt safe. Everyone did it. Advisors recommended it. Genetics companies promoted it. Stepping away required confidence and willingness to challenge tradition. As more farmers share positive experiences with alternative breeds, that mental barrier is breaking down. What once felt risky now feels practical. It is important to say that Holsteins are not disappearing. They remain an incredible breed with unmatched genetic depth and global presence. In high-input, highly managed systems, they can still be extremely profitable. But the idea that they are the default best choice for every farm is fading. Smart farmers are matching cows to systems rather than forcing systems to fit cows. The rise of Jerseys, Brown Swiss, and Montbéliardes reflects a deeper change in dairy farming philosophy. It is a move away from one-size-fits-all solutions and toward thoughtful, farm-specific decisions. It is about understanding where profit actually comes from, not where tradition says it should come from. For farmers watching this shift from the outside, the lesson is simple but powerful. Bigger is not always better. More is not always smarter. The cows quietly outperforming Holsteins are not doing it through spectacle but through consistency. They eat less, stay healthier, breed back easier, live longer, and produce milk that the market values. Over time, those advantages compound. That is why, in barns across the world, Jerseys are proving that rich milk and efficiency can beat volume. Brown Swiss are showing that strength and longevity pay real dividends. Montbéliardes are reminding farmers that resilience and milk quality matter more than raw numbers. Together, they are reshaping what success looks like in modern dairy farming, one practical decision at a time. The biggest takeaway is not that every farm should abandon Holsteins overnight. It is that the smartest farmers are matching their cows to their system, their market, and their long-term goals. When efficiency, longevity, and milk quality matter more than sheer volume, the choice becomes clear. The future of profitable dairy farming is not about following tradition. It is about making informed decisions, and these three dairy breeds are proving that sometimes, forgetting the obvious option is the smartest move a farmer can make. If this video helped you see dairy farming from a new angle, make sure to hit the like button so more farmers can find it. Subscribe to the channel for more real-world insights on profitable livestock, smart breeding choices, and modern farming strategies. And I would really love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell us which dairy breed you think makes the most sense today, or share your own experience if you have moved away from Holsteins. Your comments help the conversation grow and help other farmers make better decisions.